And thus begins the reading fellow. I decided I'd do the introduction tag mostly because I have no idea what to say right now because it's my first video. And so, start with question 1. Why did you start this channel? I started this channel probably because I like YouTube in general. I have a gaming channel called The Game Fellow that I run. And I've always loved books and Booktube. And so I figured it was time to make my own channel. What are some fun and unique things I can bring to Booktube? Oh god. I have no clue. But I feel like this is a place where I can really fit in and discuss things I really love with people who are very open-minded and kind. What am I most excited about starting this channel? Just meeting people. I cannot explain or put into words how much I love discussing books with other people. And because of that, and because of the fact that I live in the middle of nowhere, Missouri, it's not exactly the epicenter for literary studies. And the great thing about Booktube and the internet is that I can talk with you people from all around the world via the computer. And that's what makes me excited about this. Why do I love reading? I love reading for every reason that you can think of, and then probably a couple other ones. I have always read since I was even a little itsy bitsy boy. Reading has always been the constant in my life. It has always been my way of having adventures and learning and just overall increasing my knowledge. It has been the most singularly beautiful thing in my life. What book series got me into reading? Harry Potter was definitely influential during my formative years when I was kind of increasing in my ability to read. But I have to say the main series that kind of got me started was the Artemis Fowl series, which if you've never read it, is basically like a boy genius mixed with supernatural beings, and they have fun adventures. And there's probably like 7 books or so in the series. But I just remember reading those as a little kid and being just kind of in awe of the adventures they had and like the intellect behind it. And I think that was the series that really got me started reading. What questions would you ask your favorite booktuber? Oh god. I would probably ask Katie Tastic how she does such an amazing job organizing her books. Like I conceptually I understand the process of color coding it, but whenever I see her videos, I'm just blown away by how beautiful of a job she does. What challenges do I think would be hardest to overcome by starting this Booktube channel? I think loneliness will probably be the biggest one. I crave discussion and interaction, and I know from running my gaming channel that things go very slowly at first, and so I feel like I'm gonna make videos and good quality videos hopefully for like weeks and weeks, and there'll be no discussion. And I think that's the scariest thing to me, is doing all the work with having no discussion. I have no aspirations for having like 1 million subscribers or even like 100 subscribers. I just want to have a good discussion about books. And I'm afraid that there's not going to be a discussion. That's my deepest fear. When did you start reading? I kind of touched on this earlier, but I've read since I was learning letters essentially. I can't think of a time in my life that I haven't been reading. Even things as simple as like The Little Engine That Could. I've read my whole life. And I'm very happy about that. Where do I read? I read pretty much, I have a very nice recliner, and it is the perfect reading chair, most perfect reading chair ever. I have no qualms just laying in that thing for hours on end and just reading and reading and reading. And the final question is, what kind of books do I like to read? I don't think there's a genre that I haven't touched at some point during my life. Every single genre that I'm thinking of, I've read at least some part of. And having just graduated college like 3 weeks ago with a bachelor's in literature, I have to say for the last 2 years, easily my favorite has just been the classics. James Joyce's Ulysses is by far, in my opinion, the best book that has ever been written by human hands. It's deep and it's rich and it's perfect. It's a perfect novel. Which isn't to say that there aren't other perfect novels. Like The Brothers Karamazov by Dostoevsky is easily like my second favorite book of all time. Because for the same reason that Ulysses is. It's deep and it's wonderful and the language it's so beautiful. And then there's like Moby Dick, which is, despite like the 200 pages on like whaling procedure, it's deep and it's rich, and that's my answer. A book that is deep and rich and is beautiful. The other kind of books that I like to read. So this is the end of my first video. If you made it this far into the video, then I salute you. I can't imagine I'm that interesting. But I really do hope you will join me on the journey that this channel takes, and that I take. With you, hopefully. Have a good night, and I'll talk to you guys later.